Good evening, my name is Katarzyna Nowicka and welcome to Poland Daily News. A new witness has surfaced in the bribery scandal of the current Speaker of the Senate, Tomasz Grodzki, who allegedly accepted bribes when he was a doctor in one of Szczecin's hospitals. Mr. Marek came out with the story of his mother handing over 7,000 zł to Grodzki in exchange for his father receiving treatment.
Chodzi o pana Marka, który w 2012 roku...
The case revolves around Mr. Marek and his family, who had to give money to Speaker Grodzki in order for him to treat Mr. Marek's father. The father was treated at the hospital in which Tomasz Grodzki was a director. He rarely operated himself while being in this position, but other patients told Mr. Marek's father that Professor Grodzki may conduct the surgery himself for 5,000 zloty as an assistant and 10,000 zloty as the main surgeon. Since the family didn't want to risk their loved one's life, they decided to pay 7,000 zloty. Mr. Marek's mother came to Professor Grodzki with an envelope, and as she stated, he didn't even flinch, he just hid the money in a drawer. Then Mr. Grodzki performed the surgery, which was successful. This is the 8th testimony regarding corruption at the Szczecin hospital, and the Speaker of the Senate keeps denying any cases of bribery taking place there.
Zapłacić, bo uznali, że zdrowie jest najważniejsze.
According to an announcement made by the Elysee Palace, the President of the French Republic Emmanuel Macron will visit Poland from the 3rd to the 4th of February. It will be President Macron's first state visit to Poland.
During his visit, the French president will visit Warsaw and Krakow. Almost a month ago, the head of the cabinet of the President of the Republic of Poland, Krzysztof Szczerski, spoke about the expected visit of the French president to Poland. Emmanuel Macron and Andrzej Duda met on the margins of the North Atlantic Council meeting in London at the beginning of December, the result of which is a visit of President Macron in February. In the words of Szczerski, I hope it will come to fruition and we will be able to officially confirm it.
President Macron is facing growing protests back in France as the Yellow Vest movement and the workers of the general strike have been joined on the streets by thousands of conservatives who oppose his plans to legalize medically assisted procreation for lesbian couples and single women.
At the march, which comes 2 days before the divisive bioethics bill is set to land on the Senate floor for the first time after achieving majority in Parliament, protesters from various groups waved flags with the slogan "Liberty, Equality, Paternity."
Of course, we're asking senators to rewrite the bioethics bill in a broader manner and with courage for the next generations and for the world that we are constructing for tomorrow. But beyond that, in reality, the solution is that we wish for President Emmanuel Macron to withdraw this bill, which will then allow for it to be rewritten concisely and simply on the foundations of fraternity, solidarity and respect for ethics, for people, for human beings.
About 20 associations, including the prominent Manif Poutoir group that led the anti-gay marriage campaign in France before it was legalized in 2013, were present at the march. I fear that we will have an Uberization of procreation, meaning a 24/7 delivery of gametes. We've been told when gay marriage was legalized that PMA will never be legalized. That is where we are now. Then tomorrow we'll of course have surrogacy. We are here to denounce all that. And as a gay man, and I am gay, I don't want to be responsible for this. They called on the government's withdrawal of the bill, which they say would deprive children of fathers and would lead to the legalization of surrogacy. What right do we have as adults to deprive children, although they are our responsibility until they're 18 years old, and these individuals will grow up to be of major age, will deprive them for all their lives of a father? You see, it's nonsense. France's National Assembly passed the first reading of the bill in October 2019 amid divided public opinion on the legalization of PMA, one of President Emmanuel Macron's promises during his election in 2017.
10 foreign delegations have met in Berlin today for a Libya peace conference. The conference attendees include U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, as well as the presidents of Russia, Turkey and France, as well as British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. German police were put in the maximum state of readiness.
We're here for a conference on Libya, which has been a problem that's been going on It's 2011, it's a perennial problem. You've got a proxy conflict basically being driven by outside forces, whether it's Russia and Egypt and others on one side, Turkey and others on the other side. The European Union is split. Proxy conflicts only come to an end when the external proxies decide they want to bring it to an end. So that's what the UK is arguing for. We're saying, look, come on, folks, this has gone on for long enough. It's a disgrace. Yes, we got rid of Gaddafi back in 2011, but it's time now to move on.
In my opinion, we took a very good step during a meeting in Istanbul. We called upon Libyan sides to stop combat actions. Even though separate incidents still take place, both sides have listened to our call and large-scale fighting has stopped. In order to achieve peace in Libya, a ceasefire and returning to the political process must be agreed upon at the Berlin summit. In addition to that, to implement further stages of the political process and solution, military commander Khalifa Haftar's aggressive stance must come to an end. The peace conference taking place in Berlin, devoted to restoring peace in Libya, arouses interest from around the world. The German government invited the countries involved in the Libyan conflict to mediate. The purpose of the meeting is to stabilize the situation within the region. As German spokesman Rainer Brull said, the matter at hand is not a peace negotiation, but about agreeing framework conditions for all parties concerned to reduce their influence. Security during the conference is guarded by over 4,000 functionaries from around the country.
That's all for tonight. Now on to Poland Daily Business with Aleksander Wierzejski and his guest. Good night.